Jessica Simpson has reclaimed her narrative and taken control of her artistic vision. The once heavily scrutinized pop singer and reality star has found her creative sanctuary in Nashville, where she is now crafting the soulful Americana music that was always inside her. After decades in the spotlight, Simpson has embarked on a journey of reinvention, finally creating music on her own terms. Sitting in her Nashville music room, Simpson reflects on the path that led her here. A picture of Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll, watches over her as she describes her inspiration for her latest musical endeavor, Nashville Canyon, Part I. The room is filled with quotes from legends like Kurt Cobain, images of artists like Bonnie Raitt, and a playful sense of humor that defines Simpson's personality. At 44 years old, she is finally the artist she always wanted to be, one in control of her vision, unencumbered by external expectations. Simpson's move to Nashville was not just about music, it was about reclaiming her identity. Leaving behind the relentless paparazzi culture of Los Angeles, she sought a space where she could truly focus on her creativity. "It's been so amazing to remove myself from my life as it was," she says. "It's hard for me to be creative when I'm taking care of everybody. And it's hard for me to convince myself that I needed to be selfish as a mother and as a business owner. I had to literally uproot myself." This transformation has not been without its challenges. Simpson has spent years in the public eye, where her every move, relationship, and appearance was dissected. Her reality TV fame skyrocketed with Newlyweds, where she was dubbed America's sweetheart. Yet, the scrutiny that followed often overshadowed her music. People fixated on her personal life, often making her feel like a character rather than an artist. "If I based it off comments or articles or anything like that, I wouldn't know who I am, either," she admits. Though she never stopped writing music, Simpson took a lengthy hiatus from releasing new material. Instead, she focused on her family, battled personal struggles, quit drinking, and built a massive lifestyle brand, the Jessica Simpson Collection. She only recently regained full ownership of her brand after liquidating her assets and taking out a major loan. "Now everything goes to paying back the brand," she says, pointing to a thrifted chair. "But I bought my freedom." This newfound freedom extends beyond business. It fuels her music. Despite being an accomplished songwriter and performer, Simpson was often dismissed as a manufactured pop star. Even Willie Nelson, who once recognized her storytelling prowess, saw more depth in her music than the industry ever did. While the world saw her as a TRL-era pop princess, she knew she was something else entirely. "I was never gonna win because I had someone like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera ahead of me who were selling so many more records," she recalls. "I didn't want to dance, I didn't want to wear a head mic. But I agreed to do it because I worked for Sony and I didn't want to let them down." She constantly journaled, desperate for an outlet where she could express her true voice. Over time, Simpson's musical influences deepened. She immersed herself in classic rock, blues, country, and soul. Artists like Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Alabama Shakes, Brandi Carlile, and J.D. McPherson resonated with her, shaping her artistic direction. During quarantine, she fell into hours-long Spotify rabbit holes, curating a playlist that eventually became the foundation for Nashville Canyon. Her journey to recording Nashville Canyon began with a simple Instagram DM. After discovering J.D. McPherson's music, she reached out, never having messaged a stranger before. McPherson, a respected artist with a love for rockabilly and blues, was initially skeptical. Who knew Jessica Simpson was a Sonics fan, he mused. Yet, after listening to her inspiration playlist, he realized she had depth, talent, and a compelling story to tell. Recording Nashville Canyon was a revelation for Simpson. For the first time in her career, she worked with live musicians rather than singing to pre-recorded tracks. McPherson encouraged her to explore the richness of her lower register, allowing her to express raw emotions in a way she had never done before. She describes the process as liberating, no longer trying to achieve perfection but embracing the beauty in imperfection. When you sing through the mistake, the beauty is right there, and you have your best take right after that. During this time, Simpson's personal life was also undergoing significant change. She and her husband, Eric Johnson, separated, and she channeled her heartbreak into her music. Songs like "Use My Heart Against Me" and "Blame Me" capture the depth of her emotions, blending bluesy influences with her signature vocal strength. Her track, "Leave," about an unfaithful partner, is among her most vulnerable yet. "Did you do to her what you did to me? Was she on her knees?" she sings, turning personal pain into lyrical power. Co-writer Lucy Silvas recalls how naturally Simpson embraced vulnerability in the songwriting process. "She wrote from a very true place and has this incredible bravery. It was wonderful to be with someone who really wanted to write from the heart and show people who she is. The supportive creative community in Nashville became a sanctuary for Simpson. She likened it to the legendary Laurel Canyon scene of the 1970s, where artists thrived in an environment of mutual inspiration. I was talking about Laurel Canyon and how in Nashville I felt those vibes of support, she says. A community of friends and people who just supported my dream. Now with Nashville Canyon, Part I released and Part 2 in the works, Simpson is finally stepping into the artistic role she was meant to inhabit. She has even founded her own label, Nashville Canyon Records, ensuring she retains complete control over her music. Recently, she performed live for the first time in 15 years at Willie Nelson's Luck reunion, marking a triumphant return to the stage. Her newfound confidence extends beyond music. Reflecting on her past, she still appreciates her Rolling Stone cover shoot, despite the scrutiny it once invited. I was really just being myself, she says, laughing about how even Swiffer sponsorships turned into lucrative deals back in the day. Now her focus is on authenticity, not as a brand, but as an artist. As she moves forward, Simpson remains grateful for the journey that brought her here. A lot of people are like, I didn't really listen to your music in the past, but I respected you as a singer, and I feel like this is the most you've ever been, she says. To me, that is success. For Jessica Simpson, the Nashville Canyon is more than just an album, it's a declaration of independence, a homecoming to herself. Finally, she is the artist she always wanted to be.